Vanakkam. This is hyderali Syed from Asivagam, United under Tamil Shiva.
Arabic, and I know only English, I would say God. And if I do not know English, if I know only Tamil, I will say Iraivan. For an omnipotent, we have a term which is known as Siva, which people are adapting it. They're taking up the name for individuals also. As someone who is guided by the omnipotent is also called as Sivan. You got my point. So we are sitting today in a world with so many things being dumped upon our ancestors in the last 2,500 years, and we are sitting quietly and trying to decipher what is what. Now you got where is our problem, Miss Tyler? Your problem, my problem, Hyderali's problem, Brother Sim's problem.
But shouldn't we all be Muslim because Islam is the last religion, and then Prophet Muhammad peace be upon him was the last prophet, and this was the last book? Because I know there was other books, but shouldn't we all be Muslim because that was the last religion, right?
That is an excellent question. That is why that every thread has both sides. The one side says that it shouldn't we all be Muslim. That is so we say that. The other end would say that since Islam is a reminder of the ancient way of life, which we believed in, and we have books to support it, how to actually live with the belief of omnipotent. Shouldn't we all follow a way of life instead of naming something?
But doesn't Muslim mean submitter? Muslim means submitter, right? So you submit yourself to God's will.
So which means that it means something. Which means that that we all have to learn Arabic, right? Why can't we all sit with our own languages? You got my point here.
I mean, it's just because the book came out in Arabic. I guess that's why.
No, Taylor. Actually, there is a verse in Quran where.
No. Don't ignore what he says. He said something valuable.
Okay. Okay.
He said that because the book has come in Arabic, and that book is a reminder. We also have books which is about 2,500 years old. It talks about a way of life.
That's what.
But those books, for example, I just use an example. Hinduism has 30,000.
No, please, I am sorry, brother. Please do not connect us with Hinduism.
No, I'm not connecting you to Hinduism. I'm just using that as an example, right? So if you were to
you can't use that as an example. Hinduism means a hadith for us. You know what I mean? It has nothing to do with this. See, we are Tamil ethnic gentlemen. Just because our land is in India, please do not consider it as an Indian ethnic. There is no such thing called Indian ethnic, but we are Indian citizens. When we go out, to live here, to get to whatever, a citizenship is required. So, a citizenship is being given in the name and the title Indian. But
I wasn't saying anyone here is Hindu. I was just saying, for example, if you were open, I forgot the book is called the Vatra or something like that. Dr. Zakir Naik, I know hyderali knows about that too. If you're reading that, you could take some of the things they talk about life, but then and again they believe in 30,000 gods, right? So you can only take a little bit of that.
Now I know what exactly you mentioned. See, the people who were Hindu, even last man is a Hindu here. And there are billions of people now they proclaim that they are Hindu, and they also proclaim their books are about they are not even talking about, they are not into our level, they are in a very higher being. So they don't even talk about 2,000, 3,000 years. They talk about straight away 50,000 or 100,000 years, and all they talk about. Their books are such old. They can talk whatever they want, jump the way they love. But none of it is older than our civilization. Period. Because by historically that we actually can prove the civilization where it existed, where the literature existed, and whatever they say that there is absolutely no ground for that to show that they are older than their books are older than us. That absolutely nothing. And since one of the primary ethic, the problem comes that.
Sorry to cut you off. So basically, what I'm getting from this is I don't need to say I'm Muslim. I just got to say I believe in God. Is that what you're trying to do?
I do not classify or brand something like on myself, but I am a believer of omnipotent. In my belief, that is why the terminology.
No, but isn't it La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah? I bear witness there's no one worthy of worship except for Allah, and then indeed his prophet was the last messenger.
I think there are something that which is mentioned which you prefer to do that I think you can do.
No, actually, before that, can you read chapter 3, verse 144?
Chapter 3, 1 verse 134.
144.
So it says, chapter 3, verse 144, Muhammad is not but a messenger. Other messengers have been passed on before him. So if he was to die or be killed, would you turn back on your heels to unbelief? And he who turns back on his heels will never harm Allah at all, but Allah will reward the grateful.
Yes. So the status of a Prophet Muhammad is just a messenger. And the right to administration again is not with Prophet Muhammad. And here, if you note down, the people the people who are backing off would only be in the people who are in the administration sector. And as per the Quran, chapter 2, verse 246, you can open it. Right to administration among the family of Ibrahim is with seed of David, tribe Judah, Moors. You're getting the point. And as per the hadith and as per the Shia Sunni version, who is the Khalifa of Islam? They will say Abu Bakr. Then Ali.
Yeah,
and
that was Abu Bakr.
Yeah, this is what is been programmed by the Muslim world. But as per the Quran, chapter 2, verse 246, you can read it out.
Have you not considered the assembly of children of Israel after the time of Moses, when he said to the prophet of theirs, send to us a king, and we'll fight in the way of Allah? He said, would you perhaps refrain from fighting, and fighting was prescribed for you? They said, and why should we not fight in the cause of Allah when we have been driven out from our homes and from our children? But when fighting was prescribed for them, they turned away except for a few of them, and Allah is knowing of the wrongdoers.
Yeah. Continue. Next slide. Next verse.
Okay. And their prophet said to them, indeed Allah has sent to you Saul as a king. They said, how can we have kingship over us while we are more worthy of kingship than him, and he has not been given any measure of wealth? He said, indeed Allah has chosen him over you and increased him abundantly in knowledge and stature. And Allah gives his sovereignty to who wills, and Allah is all-encompassing in favor knowing.
Yeah, so kingship is given by God, not by appointed by other people. Next verse.
Okay.
Yeah.
And their prophet said to them, indeed, a sign of his kingship is that the chest will come to you, in which is assurance from your Lord and remnant of what the family of Moses and the family Aaron had left, carried by angels. Indeed, and that is a sign for you if you are believers.
Yes, Ark of Covenant was given back to the children of Israel, and the Ark united the 12 tribe of house of Israel. And Saul was appointed as the first king among the clan. Now, next verse.
And then for Saul, prophet David fought for him, right? In his army, if I'm not mistaken.
We are coming to that. Now, next verse, continue. Because the whole Ruku has the answer.
And then after that it says, and when Saul went forth with the soldiers, he said, indeed, Allah will be testing you with a river. So whoever drinks from it is not of me, and whoever does not taste it is indeed of me, excepting one who takes from it in the hollow of his hand. But they drank from it, except a very few of them. Then when he had crossed it along with those who believed with him, they said, there is no power for us today against Goliath and his soldiers. But those who were certain that they would meet Allah said, how many a small company has overcome a large company, but the permission of Allah, and Allah is with the patient.
Next verse.
And when they went forth to face Goliath and his soldiers, they said, our Lord, pour upon us patience and plant firmly our feet and give us victory over the disbelieving people.
Yeah, now next verse.
So they defeated them by permission of Allah, and David killed Goliath, and Allah gave him the kingship and prophethood and taught him from that which he willed. And if it were not for Allah checking some people by means of others, the earth would have been corrupted, but Allah is full of bounty to the worlds.
Yeah. So the kingship at this place was given to Prophet David, and his seed hold the rank of administration, bloodline of David, tribe Judah, Moors, and the first.
And then after him was Solomon.
Yeah, Saul. No, King Solomon. King Solomon built their first administration center at Jerusalem, and later on there is in Bible there is lots of story about David's kingship, bloodline holding that administration, and then later on Romans also attacked Jerusalem. I think 54 times the Romans have attacked Jerusalem, and meantime the Ark of Covenant went missing, and yeah.
I was sorry. I was just gonna ask something. I'm just getting confused. So, since you believe in all the religions, Islam says you can only have 4 wives. So, do you take Islam's rule in there, or do you take another religion?
No, you are changing the topic now. You are changing the topic now because see, Islam was started right from the beginning, right from Adam to Noah. Prophet Muhammad is the last and final messenger of that Islam. He is not the founder of Islam.
Yeah, because but that's what I was gonna say, because I heard in the Bible Solomon had like 700 wives.
See,
but when Islam came, it gave rights to women.
See that what the Bible is talking about, the thing is, we are just connecting what the Quran is a reminder for previous book yes.
Never really states in.
But which laws do you follow? Do you follow? Because Islam
doesn't limit. Islam does not limit you to only 4 wives. It's a recommendation. It's 4 wives that you can manage to give them.
There's a verse in the Quran that says take 1, 2, or 3, or 4, but if you can't do justice, only take 1.
It doesn't ends with a number. My understanding that whoever I spoke to in the past said that that number is not limited to 4. It's as much as you can, but it says
but it says take 1, 2, or 3, or 4. But if you can't do justice to all of them, take 1.
See, Taylor, in the tradition.
So does that mean that it could have just been a number to continue? It doesn't. You have to read the whole thing before you.
Sen, actually, this land from Turkey to Tamil Nadu has been occupied by outsiders, and there was constantly war and this thing. So, depending on the situation, because prostitution and beggary is forbidden in all the tradition cultures. But when you look into the Jewish, Caucasians culture, their primary profession is prostitution. So in our culture, the prostitution is not there, and as we see to that the girls get married to other to men. So there were multiple marriages were there. So that's not the case over here, because see the topic here is Taylor is now Hadith and Quran. So as per the Quran, what the ulamas are talking about is about the right to administration. So right to administration is with seed of David, tribe Judah, and as per Quran, their first administration center is at Jerusalem. Remember that. And there is a change of Qibla, right, Taylor? Yeah, the change of Qibla is for whom? Is it for Shia, Sufi, Sunni, Wahhabi, or is it for children of Israel? Because Jerusalem belongs to whom?
Children of Israel.
Yeah, so their land is occupied by the Caucasian settlers and Roman Empire, and they have fled their land and they have taken refuge to their cousin place in Arabia, because as per Quran, Mecca is called a safe house for family of Abraham. It's a safe house. So this when Prophet Muhammad came, their new administration center became Mecca. For whom? For Shia, Sufi, Sunni, Wahhabi, or for children of Israel?
Children of Israel.
Yes.
But I was asking, like, I know you say you believe in all the religions.
So there is only one religion. Either you follow God's religion or you follow. There are 2 parts. Either you follow spiritualism or you follow anti-spiritualism, because all religions are anti-spiritual. Because religions, the spiritualism is we can get connected with higher conscious, we can get connected with our genetical memories.
But doesn't God have laws in the scripture, like the laws to follow? Like you got to
all the tradition culture are following the law, na?
No, but then the laws differ between every book, right?
See, in the tradition, in the African culture, in the Indian cultures, everyone are following the same rules and regulation. Na? There is only one particular nation, European and the European settlers. They don't have any law. So based on whatever they came in contact, they started rewriting their own rules and regulation, but practically did not want to follow it. So ritually they adopted a religion, and they started making different religion in different prophets name. Suppose Gautam Buddha is a prince. He's a native king. He stood against the Brahminism. Then Moses is from family of Ibrahim.
But you believe the Quran came from God, right?
Yes,
You
of
believe
course.
that, right?
All books came from the God.
So how many wives do you think we can marry, or how much women do you think we can marry? Like based on you,
Tyler, can I read something for you?
yeah,
Okay, hold on. So you understand English properly, right?
yeah,
Is it your first language?
yeah.
Okay. So it says, if you fear that you shall not be able to deal justly with the orphan, marry woman of your choice, 2 or 3 or 4. 2 or 3 or 4. It's a common. But if you fear that you shall not be able to deal justly without them, then only one, or a captive that your right hand possesses. So it says, as much as your right hand can possess. So let me read it again. But if you fear that you shall not be able to deal justly with them, then only with one. Right? So he said, if you can't take care of all of them, just marry only one. Or captive that your right hand possesses. So how much can your right hand possess? Can it be 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10? It doesn't give you a limit to how many wives you can have. So, does that make sense to you, Tyler?
Yeah, that makes sense. But then doesn't it say 2, 3, or 4? And then all the Muslims say Prophet Muhammad, he's upon him.
No, it doesn't say 2, 3,
but they said
4. It doesn't say 2, 3, and 4. It says 2 or 3 or 4. So it doesn't end. See, in English, if you say 2, 3, 2 or 3 and 4, it ends at 4. But if I keep saying 2 or 3 or 4, I'm letting you know I'm done counting with you, but you get the point that it could continue going without saying that it's ending. It's not explicit. Do you understand, Tyler?
Yeah, I mean like 2 or 3 or 4.
No, it doesn't say 2 or 3. No, it says 2 or 3 or 4.
Yeah, so ending at 4.
No. It's not a full stop. Stop. The sentence don't end.
Okay, can you
And
give
then
me
the
the
second
chapter
part-
verse so I can just pull it up right now?
It's Quran Surah 4, An-Nisa Ayah 3. So, but the other part is where it says, but if you fear that you shall not be able to deal justly with them, then only one. So it's saying, hey, if you can't handle all of them, only just one. Or a captive that your right hands.
It doesn't say that. It says, or then marry one or those your right hand possesses.
Or that your right hands possesses. Is it hands or hand?
It says right hand possesses.
Alright, so how much can your right hand possess?
No, but then we know Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, he only had a max 4 wives.
No. I mean, say how much.
And there is a period.
Brother,
it says 3 or 4, and then there's a period after.
Brother, if you're a millionaire, how much could your right hand possess?
Yeah, but we know.
No, I'm asking a question. If you can answer it, so we can move on. If you're a millionaire, how much can your right hand possess?
A lot.
If you're a billionaire, how much can your right hand possess?
Yeah, like a lot. Yeah.
So it doesn't end with 4. It's
someone who just decided that that's where they think the number is because they don't take enough time to read the passage. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, but
So I don't know why the argument's about the 4 wives, but I want you to understand there's no limit, and you're misreading the Quran.
because if you ask any Muslim, they'll always say 4.
Well, listen, you're not all Muslim. You're who you are. I don't know how does it help with the limit of 4 wives to this conversation, though. Can someone explain that to me?
Oh, I was just saying that like I was getting confused because there's like in Islam, right? Let's just use the 4, but then in a different book it might say only 1 wife, right? So I was just getting confused since we're saying we only take God and not the scriptures. Then what's the laws we follow? It's just confusing whose laws we follow.
So is it clear now because or more confusing?
It's confusing because we know we follow the books. The last book was the Quran, so those were the last laws.
After this talk, is it more clear or more confusing?
What about about the wives or about the
wives? Well, about the wife.
I mean, the wives I still believe is 4 because in the hadith, like Prophet Muhammad he only had he only had 4 wives though. At max, he only had 4 wives.
See, as per hadith,
hyderali,
as per hadith, Prophet Muhammad had 13 wives.
No, but that because some of them died, but it wasn't all together.
No, that's it. I'm not talking about that. But the thing is, in a tribal culture, prostitution is not is forbidden. So based on because that was the era of war. When the war takes place, it's the tribal chief will look into the thing that the girls don't land up in prostitution. So it depends on the situation. So there is no fixed law.
Yes. Well, what happens is also that let's assume that you have all 3 wives and you didn't go 4, right?
Mm-hmm.
And 2 of your brothers or 3 of your brothers have 3 wives, and somehow they died in war or something happened, right? You will have to take on, if you're the oldest, you would have to take on the wives of your dead brothers into your household. So it left room for those type of situation because in those olden days it happened. That people died in wars or something happened to the person, and you keep on taking wives of your brothers. So it's not like you married them, but you're taking
care of
possession or care of. Yeah. So it's tight. Yeah. So I don't understand what the confusion is. If we're talking about it, we're helping you clear it. And why do you feel it's still a confusion, right?
Satyugam prolonging due to 4 beastly regime disguised as Muslim world. Satyugam possible only through straight part of first Siddha Tamil Shiva. Nandri Vanakkam.